All right, welcome back. So we literally covered a lot of topic till now, and this is the last second topic that we are going to cover. That is specifically on shared libraries. Now, see, since till now we have learned a lot of things that is shared credentials. We learned about the environment variables, and that is the reason you might be thinking that the pipeline length is becoming very large. Now, is there any way to make it shorten? So there is definitely a way with the help of shared libraries we can achieve it. But why we are considering shared library in the very first place? Is it used for just shortening the Jenkins file, or is there any another purpose of using shared libraries? So see, shared libraries are used for calling the function. Now, if you are someone who is coming from Java background, you might be aware of functions, right? If something you want to call again and again, you are using it repetitively, you create a function, you just call it. The same thing is happening over here. Now, see, if you remember the current pipeline structure that we have, it consists of environment variables, it consists of Docker credentials. But due to that reason, the pipeline length is becoming very large. Now here we can make use of shared libraries. What we can do, instead of adding that credential thing again and again, we can add it to some another repo as a variable, and we can just call it as a function, and every time whenever executing it, it will refer to that specific repo. Now, the thing that it will offer is it will help us to reuse the pipeline again and again. And see, the main case of using shared library is, now let's say if you have more than 33 services and you have 33 Jenkins file, will it be feasible for you to go and update the changes again and again? No, right? So for that, what you can do, you can make use of shared libraries. Okay, you just have to update the change in one place and all your pipeline will get updated automatically. Now with the help of version control, that is, if you store that thing into GitHub, okay, you will have the access to the previous state also. If something goes wrong with the current new changes, you can restore it back to the previous one. That is the thing that we will get when we are using GitHub and Jenkins integratedly together, right? So yeah, let us go with shared libraries. What actually are Jenkins shared libraries? So it is reusable Groovy code for pipelines that can be used again and again. It helps us to avoid repetitive code. That is one of the best functionality that shared libraries offer. That is, it will make your pipeline cleaner and modular. Okay, and it will be perfect for the teams working in multiple projects. And here you will store those things in GitHub either or GitLab, or you may store it in Bitbucket. Doesn't matter. Okay. Now, why you should consider shared libraries in the very first place? First is it will reduce the duplication of Jenkins files. Second, there will be just a central logic and there will be easy object. Okay, so you will be just making changes in one place, and all your Jenkins file across your microservice will get updated automatically. So this will help you to do the faster development. It will standardize the functions for all teams, and one change will affect all the pipelines. So the structure of shared library looks like this. So here you have a root folder. You can add it per microservice, but the best recommendation way is to store the shared library in some another public repo or the private repo. So you will create one vars, and here you will write all your function. Okay, so in the next video we are going to see how you can make use of that thing. And here what you have to make sure is you are just adding .groovy, because this will help Jenkins to understand that this is the place where our shared library is present, and this is your function name. Okay, if you go to the next slide, you will go what actually vars does. So in vars, you will add the Groovy file and you will define the function. So you will define the function in such a way you have to write def followed by the function, and here you will write your code that you want to use repetitively again and again. In the next video, we are going to make use of two things. First is we are going to print basic hello world just for understanding how does these vars and shared library works. And then what we are going to do is, instead of writing that bulk Jenkins credential, we are going to make use of shared libraries. So it would be easier for us to update the things and make the Jenkins file very much cleaner. All right. So next thing is, what are the best practices when it comes to shared libraries? First is keep all the functions small. Second is you have to add proper logs. Third, use SRC for advanced code. Fourth is version your library and add README for every function. Okay, because let's say if you're not present, you should be aware and the team should be aware what that function actually does, right? So these are the few best practices when it comes to shared libraries, right? So that was all in this video. In the next video, we are going to see the practical implementation of shared libraries, and I will see you there. Thank you very much.